nonprofit area. We are officially recording. So I came in through the nonprofit angle. And just to let you know a little bit about me, food and health has always been part of my life. And I started off in the media industry, and then I migrated into commercial real estate. I was a property manager for 15 years. So I dealt with large scale retail environments as well as industrial and office. However, in 2016, I went through a health crisis, severe health crisis, due to stress, due to a lot of things, due to eating the wrong foods, and just the way my body was processing everything. And I literally was in a coma, but thank God I'm still here. And I woke up to a new realization about health. So originally, when I came to Immigrant Women in Business, I came through the nonprofit arena and have a nonprofit called the Empress Walk Women's Health Organization. So we did a few events to raise awareness about the health of women, multicultural women in Toronto who've had experiences just like me. And once we went through that, the challenge was always to be an entrepreneur. But like some of you on the line today, I'm a mom. I'm a working mom. I hate that term. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businesswoman at heart. Was always a businesswoman at heart. But sometimes we gravitate between security and really going towards our goals. So I'm very thankful for COVID because it really scaled in on what's important and getting us to believe in our dreams. So I wanted to fall through that health arena and jumped into food because food was the only thing that was allowed to move in 2020 and 2021. So the food industry and hospitality undergone great and massive changes due to COVID. And this is really good because there was opportunity. So while other people were just maybe a little bit concerned, I took it as an opportunity to really bring food to people. Delivery started going very high. So I started off in 2020 by delivering fresh food boxes to people, to family. I literally bought a van. I have my licenses with some import export people, and we were delivering fresh food boxes to families. Then we started to participate in farmers markets, having people come and giving that option to pick up the food in the live environment. So we did that. And now we have our own environment at Eglinton and Dufferin in Little Jamaica. And so now we have our formal takeout location and restaurant. So as you can see, we scaled up our business very quickly during the COVID because we were able to take advantage of the trends that are going on. And I would love to share that with you. And through Svetlana, I kind of came up with a program to help other people who are interested in getting into the business of food in Toronto. Yes, it's a very competitive environment, but it is a very welcoming environment to multicultural types of food. So if we go through our agenda, we'll talk a bit about the trends. So I mentioned some of them. Some of them is automation and transportation. So as you know, there's a lot of food delivery apps that are on play, a lot of restaurants, a lot of people are using them to get their food directly to the customers. So that's one of the biggest trends. Secondly, there's on-demand food. A lot of people are using single type food. So there was a woman who mentioned chocolate. That's very good. People want things very simplistic, and you want to be known for a particular type of food. So whether it's tiger nuts, whether it's chocolate, for me, we want to be known for pottage, Jamaican. So that's our signature. And then you can have other products there. So mainly for on demand, you want food that's easy to move, whether it's cooked or whether it's fresh, because people want things right away. The third trend is health. People are looking for healthy food. They want to know the nutritional value, where it's coming from, the level of authenticity. Is it locally grown? And are we supporting local? You can see on a lot of IWB, we have shop local. So these are some messaging and some branding that you want to incorporate with your food brand. So these are some top trends that are going on in food in Ontario that you can definitely take advantage of if you have the knowledge. So that's just a few tips that I wanted to put out to you. The next thing,
Giselle, if you can repeat, Giselle, please. So I made a note. I found it interesting. So it's delivery, right? It's simple food and shop local. shop local, right?
Correct.
3 of those.
And
Okay.
health, wellness.
And wellness. Okay.
So people want to know what the nutrients are. They want to know where their food comes from, and they want to make sure that it's organic. So certain messaging has to go along with wellness, vegan foods, just healthy foods in general. People want a more healthy lifestyle, and they're willing to pay for that. So those are some of the top trends. Now, dealing with foodpreneur in general, we're dealing in the millennial society, so we love to combine words. So obviously, foodpreneur is a breakdown from the word entrepreneur, meaning you work for yourself, and food, adding the business of food. So that's what the term foodpreneur means. Now, what does that mean for you in terms of taking on that title? A lot of times we work as solopreneurs. I'm a mother, I'm everything, but you have to do things. You have to have massive passion and massive action when you're doing your business. You have to believe in your brand, and a lot of it will start with you. But once you take that first step, then you will meet other people that will help you along the way, depending on what you need. So the food industry can be a bit complex, depending on what you're doing, depending if you're building a food product or if you're into the restaurant and cuisine. Some of the big top issues with that is obviously health standards. So the industry is regulated depending on what environment you're in. During COVID, the province of Ontario allowed food businesses to operate out of their homes if it is a simple product-based food. So, for example, jams, candies, chocolate. So, if you're a foodpreneur starting off, you don't necessarily have to find a commercial location. You can start off from your home, depending on the type of food you're producing. If the food is more complex, then there's other regulations associated with that. So, for example, for myself, with the patties, with the fresh foods, it was very simple. I could start off with my home. The only issue I had was temperature. So, when you're dealing with fresh foods, you have to make sure that when you're transporting it, it maintains its freshness, which means it has to be transported at a particular temperature. And tropical foods versus local foods is different. They take on different levels of moisture and things like that. So these are some of the things that we will learn about foods in particular on how to prepare it, how it's to be stored, and how to handle it. That's very important and that you have to be conscious of when dealing with food. Also, when you're in a commercial environment, so let's say you're working towards being in a restaurant, having your own restaurant, then you have to be very cognizant of cleanliness, food handling, and the ingredients that are in your food. The consumer is it's important to let them know the type of food because people have different allergies, different sensitivities when it comes to food. So it can be complex depending on your customer base and really focus on being simple. And if you have a food product, for example, and you're scaling up, so let's say you're dealing with jams, and let's say you start off in your home, you have 10 customers, you move to 20, to 50, to 100. Now you're going to get into packaging and distribution and manufacturing. So that's a whole other level where you may have to create partnerships and take it outside of your home to get it to where it needs to be. So these are some considerations in terms of getting into the business and seeing how you will scale that. Also, the other avenue is also to look at your food costs. Sometimes we have a passion for food, we're foodies, and we love to get food to people. However, food comes at a cost. So we have to figure out certain ratios between what we're paying for food and what we are charging for food. So there are some equations that you can get to know so you can understand your costs and how to track how much you're spending to make your food product and how much it retails in the marketplace. So these are various things that it's very difficult sometimes on your own to learn. And if you don't want to navigate too much on your own and make those types of mistakes, because those mistakes cost money. So we're pulling together and working on this program so that we can properly educate people who are serious about developing businesses in food, learn the right tools, have the right tools to be successful. Don't know if anybody has any questions. but feel free to raise your hand. Feel free to type in the chat.
Or just tell us your question. So another trend that you mentioned, it's a home-based business. I didn't even know that they pulled the regulations because I know that before they didn't allow them. So now in your home kitchen, you can actually manufacture the product and sell it in the local market and sell it whatever. So it's
You
regulated.
can sell it locally. There's so many different ways to get it out there. So like I said, we got our foods out there through a farmer's market. Farmers markets are great because they're cheap. They have to keep, for example, their tables at a certain price and generally will not go over $50. They usually do it weekly, and you're able to build your clientele, especially if it's a fresh food based food. So like I said, if you have jams or coffees or things like that, breads do very well. So things like that. If you want to try your food in the marketplace, farmers markets, I highly recommend.
So that's how Giselle started, so everybody knows. So she built it here. I mean, you have to build from something. Now you're talking about marketing and sales and partnership. So she built it her network of customers, of people who like to deal with Giselle, like her product, through consistently being once a week, selling her product through markets. Right?
Yes.
Through how you call those markets? Sorry.
Farmers markets.
Farmers markets. Okay.
Yes.
So that's how she builds. That's how she built her foundation of the business, because it has to be the foundation. The business, the definition of business is sales. Once you have customers, you have the business. Once you have people who already
And
like
it really functions on the feedback from your customers as well. So that's why you want to start small, because when you're dealing with food, food can be very all over the place in terms of people's likes and dislikes. So you do want to start off with your warm market or with that network of people that will give you feedback, whether it's good or bad. You will publish the good, but if there is bad feedback, you want to analyze what that means. Is it just someone who has a particular food allergy, or is it something more constructive in terms of whether a flavor is too powerful, too strong, or if you want to more commercialize your product towards a wider amount of people. So it really depends on where you're going. You want to scale it because food can be very finicky, can be very tricky.
Okay. So any question to Giselle? So the incubator, the place where she's at right now, that's the place where people they come and they cook and sell the food. So it becomes it becomes the
So
place.
we are in an environment where it's a takeout environment. So we're in a takeout environment, which means we do not take in any seating. We focus on delivery and pickup only. We are in an environment with 5 other people. It's multicultural. So we represent the Jamaican foods. There's also Mexican, Filipino, and Indian. So we all function out of that space, but our focus is pickup and takeout. Svetlana also connected us to another individual who does have a premises. So we are going to be migrating into a pop-up restaurant environment. So as you can see, we're always scaling our business to see how it's going to be received in the marketplace. So we're going to do pop-up restaurants starting next month on the weekend, and we're going to pool that through reservation base. So we'll build the reservations, and then we focus on the food to see if we can offer that environment on the weekend. So when you're dealing with food, you want to keep scaling, analyzing your costs, and responding to the consumer needs.
So your business, let's say Olainka,
Any questions?
it would be,
in particular,
it would be a little bit, Olainka is a little bit different. See, because Giselle is now talking about, in a second, Rosemary, she's talking about the food, because your food is, you have to smell, try, and that's how she gets the customer, right?
Yeah.
So she needs to be everywhere in front of the customer. That's how she
Yeah.
acquires the customer. One customer likes your food, that's it. So it becomes a customer that she buys, her food each and every month.
At the farmers markets, we were able to give little samples. So, for example, we gave people coconut. I mean, I was dealing with fresh food, so it wasn't even like I had to prepare anything. But showing that spectacle, giving them a little taste helped. So we had fresh fruit juices. We were able to just give them a little sample, and once they tasted it, we told them the nutritional value. They bought it, $5 a pop. When we did the coconut, reminded them of back home, things like that. We gave them the fresh coconut juice from the green coconuts. We sold patties. We were able to do sugar cane. We were able to do a lot of foods that represent a lot of countries. Not only Jamaica, but the Filipinos were really, they knew about it. Mexicans, a lot of South Americans. We have similar types of foods, especially Asian as well. So we have things like sour sap. We have a lot of these fresh fruits and vegetables that work well in the Toronto market.
Beautiful. So
So
and
with this
then
particular
once she
program,
built the foundation, then she put it on. Now she has the foundation that she opened online, right? People, they can now order online, and she has additional location now. When people still, you have to build some type of foundation for your product. Like if you have
mhm,
similar product with Giselle's,
mhm,
perfect. And take your incubator program, because she'll walk you step by step, and she'll bring you to your existing network where you with ease would be able to scale your recipe, your product that you design, because she's already built it up. Now you're piggybacking on her. So
mhm,
that's why her program is very good for those people. Although Inca with you, probably a little bit different story. Gisela
mhm.
probably has to have different conversation with you.
Correct.
Rosemary has a question. What is the question, Rosemary?
So if I understand what you're saying, it will be like a Uber. People cook a food and just go and pick it up and deliver, or how? If I understand, I
Well,
didn't
right
for you.
now, if we're speaking about the Foodpreneur program. So right now, it's an educational and it's an incubator for people to
Okay.
come in, and we will assess what was the best way to get your food out there. Number one. So if you're
If,
doing a more takeout situation, if it's more cuisine,
mhm.
and you're interested in doing that, then we can teach you how to do that and to work with you to do that. So if you're starting off from home and
Yeah.
that's the best way to get out there, then that's fine. If you want to get in front of the face of consumers, you want a more retail environment, we can do that as well. So there's a bit of an assessment
Mhm.
in the beginning to see what approach works best for your business. And there are
If
those who are doing more of the products, which is different, right? Food products, which requires labeling and sealing and different things like that. And how do
yeah.
you preserve those foods? What's their storage, their shelf life, things like that. So there's two areas: the food that is eaten right away and foods that are more product based.
So if I'm asking, because what I'm doing now, I am cooking the food. I want, so what I'm waiting is for the label to wrap
Mhm.
the container. Is a food ready cooked? Is cooked ready to eat? You just warm it and eat. That's what I'm doing now. So that is the food what is too long to prepare. It's African food. So I start to go to Caribana and the African store in my area here in Brantford to ask if people are looking for it, because parents sometimes you're too busy. When you have a small kid, you come from work, daddy come from work, you have to go to kitchen, cook for children. But if you buy food ready cooked, you just warm and give to you, just cook rice and give to them, that will be good. That's what I'm doing. So the problem is a labeling. That's the problem I have now.
Well,
Well,
Because
you
I
late
are
will need a
on.
code, barcode.
or
No, that
labeling.
is a
I
so
think
food.
for
Yeah.
you are on the precipice of two types of food. Yeah. You're on
Mm-hmm.
the precipice
Yeah.
of two types of food. The type of food that you're kind of doing is meal preparation, meals.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's two types, right? So there's
Mm-hmm.
one where you cook it and warm it up. There's the other
Yeah.
one where it's kind of dry and you get the basic ingredients. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's a seal, and then the person kind of does minimal prep work.
Yeah.
So
So
with that,
where are
yes,
you located?
definitely
In
labeling is
Toronto, right?
very important.
Are you in Toronto?
I am in Toronto.
Yeah, maybe I have to come and visit your place. So I understand what you are doing, and we can start from there.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
can come
Fantastic.
to you, you can come to me.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
Rosemary.
No,
Yes.
because when all these things come on my mind, and at the pandemic time, the restaurant, there was no job, no nothing, everywhere was closed. People was always ordering food. They was always ordering food. So I can see that food, you can still walk in because people still eating. Even the pandemic or when the people are confination, no, people still continue eating. So that's the problem. I see I have to do something that people can just buy and ready to eat.
Yes.
That is very important because everybody don't have time to go to the kitchen, start cooking and everything. Just
Of
rice
course.
and a little bit of potato is okay. but the food like a chicken, you have
Yes,
to put in the
absolutely.
oven, you have to do this, too long. But if you just buy ready cooked, just put on the table and eat. You see, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just waiting for the labeling. So I have to come and see you
Excellent.
before I move on. Yeah. What you're saying
Excellent.
is very important. You helped me a lot too.
Fantastic. Thank you,
Definitely.
Rosemary. And anybody who wants, because we are getting into schools right now with our
Yeah.
programs.
Hmm.
So because once we get into the schools, we would be able to do the food distribution in school as well.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting into relationship
Very
with
important.
principals, with school boards, both PEAL and TDSB, with our social competency program, Giselle. So we're building relationships. So we'll certainly open up for that type of, because our food is good, any type of food that you're going to be, and it's a school, TDSB and PEAL, I mean, usually school boards, governments, they're good clients, right? And you want to feed young people healthy food. So yeah, just make sure if anybody has anything for children and anybody wants to scale through schools, so we'll open up that opportunity for people as well. So anybody else have questions?
But that's an
Yeah,
excellent
excuse me.
environment.
Yeah.
That's an excellent environment because for schools, the focus is definitely going to be on health. It's definitely going to be on healthy foods, right? Because they usually have breakfast programs and they will have lunch programs and things like that, whether it's the elementary school and high schools. They also go according to the nutritional chart that's given out by the government and things like that. So this is why we want to work together to prepare and to really understand how our food will be analyzed and to appeal to a wide audience, making sure they have the right information about your food. That's the most important. And on the entrepreneurial end of things, to make sure that you're being cost effective, right? There's a rise in food, everybody's experiencing that. And so we always have to be conscious of the economy versus the quality of food. You don't want to sacrifice the quality, right? But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're making money. We're here to make money and we're here to do it in a way that it can be sustainable. So sometimes people jump into food businesses, but they get lost with everything they have to do. It does take a lot of work. It's labor intensive. So you want to do things smartly and not in a way where you get bogged down and you can't keep up with the demand. Because like this young lady said, her food moved through the pandemic. I experienced the same thing. Everybody wants food, but they want food to be delivered on time. It has to be well done, and they might have follow up questions regarding your food. So that's what this program will go through. It will go through the health requirements, the history of food, the inspection, the health and safety requirements, if manufacturing, the legal side, and the liabilities associated with that. We'll also learn about the distribution of food, and we'll also do the business side. We're always about the business in terms of building your plan and making sure that you have access to capital, access to funding, because there's a lot of funding opportunities because during COVID, our industry, food and hospitality, was greatly affected. So you might be eligible for different levels of funding and grants out there that can support you with getting your food business to scale. So that's some of the stuff that we'll be learning in the program. We're establishing some partnerships. One is with PTP. They are an agency, a nonprofit that deals with immigrants who want to be employable in the food industries, especially when it comes to manufacturing. So we're working with them for all of our people in the incubator to get certification for their food handling. We want to make sure that you handle food well, and we want to make sure that it's to the ministry standard. So they will be helping us with that and teaching that portion, as well as about the manufacturing piece. So we are partnering with other people to give people experience and exposure. We can go into different manufacturing environments so you can see how food is being scaled. In particular for me, I will be bringing you guys to a patty environment. So you can see how patties.
Somebody has a question. Hold on for a second, Giselle. Who has a question?
Nice.
Louis, you?
Yeah.
Okay, go with your question.
For 40
Louis.
years.
Yeah.
And how that's done in Toronto.
Giselle, hold on for a second. Louis
Towards the
has
end
a
of the
question.
program, we always want to give practical experiences. So like I said, we have pop-up restaurants. And once you're ready to deliver a dish of your food, we can create an event for people to come and try your food in a restaurant environment. We can evaluate how that goes and if you want to be in that environment or if you want to continue scaling from your home.
Fantastic. Giselle, Louis has a question.
Hmm?
Louis, go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to find out, if you want to be part of this food business, how do you start? How do you begin? Where you start from? What all you do?
So, Louis, you start with having conversation with Giselle. Okay, so it's really like anything else that we start with one conversation at the time. So she wants to evaluate your goals and your business and the product and see if her incubator for foodpreneurs would be in benefit to you and your business. Okay, so we can get Giselle to call you tomorrow. Just tell us the best time for you and share your contact in the chat. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I know that Maribel, you new to us. What is that? Let us help you. You have interesting business with chocolate. I mean, tell us. We want your business. We want to help you. Who doesn't want to eat chocolate? Who doesn't want to help? Who doesn't want to have friend who does chocolate business? Everybody. Tell us about, yes, tell us what you've done maybe in the past and tell us what we can do because we would love to help you out.
Yeah, in Ecuador, my country, we teach people workshops about how making chocolate from the bean to the bar. So I have done maybe a couple of workshops here, but before the pandemic, after the pandemic came in, everything stopped there. Eh? So my interesting is more like a teaching how make, because I took some studies in George Brown College for chocolatier, professional chocolatier. So I was teaching how to make from the bean to the bar, how to make truffles, chocolate truffles, different things with chocolate. And that helped me to promote my farm because people can visit my farm in Ecuador if they want to learn more.
That is beautiful. And what about here in Canada? So your business, so you want to start the business or you already started the business about chocolate?
I'm a Spanish teacher, so I was giving some workshops in Spanish to my students. I'm a private tutor, so I went to a community center and say, okay, you want to learn about chocolate? I will give you one workshop in Spanish. So they were very excited. They really, really loved that. So now my problem is I don't have a place like, I don't know what is the standard. If I need a industrial kitchen or where can I give my workshops? And if after that comes like a client wants want to order some bars or truffles, it will be beautiful. Yeah. But
okay, so the same
That's a
here.
very
That
good question.
Maribel, yes, Maribel, talk to Giselle. Maybe also share the contact information in the chat with us, and Giselle will. I mean, it's a very. Giselle will talk to you tomorrow, Maribel. It's a very interesting business. Teaching is always good. Having a product with that, it's also excellent because chocolate, like most food, is a consumable product. I mean, you can certainly sell. It's you in addition to all the trends that Giselle mentioned, you in a gift category with the chocolate, right? Anytime Valentine's, I mean, you name it.
yeah.
It's always chocolate, right? And in reality, you immigrant, you young, you're you put that certain spin that Giselle is very good at the marketing side of things, and you can have today you can have your 5 customers, then 5 years later you have your few thousand customers. You're an influencer, immigrant with your chocolate story, you're a chocolate girl. Fantastic, do that. I mean, you have that skill which is different. you're already different. See, I mean, not a lot of people, they deal with chocolate. You have kind of that teaching. I mean, I think you can naturally, you're good looking, with ease, you can become chocolate Ecuadorian influencer here.
And it's chocolate. You can't go wrong with chocolate. You
Yeah,
don't
I
even
mean,
have to explain chocolate. You can put chocolate in anything. What makes chocolate very good is you could have it on its own, or you can fuse it with different things. And it is something that you can work out of your home. Because
Yeah.
it's a single food that way. And when you do that, it's more of a catering environment. So you could do it according to the sales that you get. So you could start off with your local church, you could start off with your local community center, things like that, and then you know how much to prepare for it. And then once people get to know your product, you could say, yes, this comes from my farm in Ecuador. This is how it's farmed. People would love to know things are organically farmed, the purity of the farming process. That would work very well for your branding and your messaging here. So this very,
fantastic.
like, it's exactly what Savannah said. You're a beautiful lady,
Yes.
wonderful smile. So once you get some stories going on about people and chocolates, if you fundraise, let's say something's happening in Ecuador, if it's for women, you can attach, you can do anything. You can say whatever message from your home and then scale from there.
Absolutely, beautiful. Because you have already those skills, you have soft skills because you're a workshop leader. So you have communication skills, you have presentation skills. Those skills, they'll help you. It'll help you exponentially to become an influencer. You have the product, you have the skill, you have immigrant community who will help you. Immigrants, they'll buy today. We don't have connections to big brands anymore. We wanted today is the brand is your story. We want to support local. Today, millennials, they want to support local. They want to support immigrant who has the story because they see themselves in your story. I mean, Kit Kats and it's not important. It's not important anymore. The trend today wants to follow you and buy chocolate from you. Fantastic. I like that. I think that we have the future influencer in chocolate, and there's so much marketing you can do around your story and about chocolate. I'm so excited for you. Not to worry, we'll help you out. I'll connect with Mariel tomorrow. Beautiful.
I
Anybody
will. I
else?
think the biggest thing we want to let people know is that there's a business behind food. And we really want to support you in that networking, and regardless of where you want to be in that, the marketing and the business admin piece, the money. Because that's your measure of success, obviously being in business, right? So you want to make sure that you're successful and like you understand the costs involved and things like that so you can scale. Oh,
And
and
Maribel, and your product, Rafiat is here with us, right? Rafiat, who's opening the restaurant. So it's a little bit tougher with restaurant scalability, right? But Maribel, with your product and with Ola Inca's product, it's scalability is a given. It's just a given. It's a good business model. You can scale that business with ease in Canada. People, we eat here in Canada. They love food. In Raffia, don't get excited. Restaurant business is a tough son of a gun. But on chocolate, on Aula Inca's business, with the product, consumable product, scalability is magic. Use it. Giselle will help you with that. So anybody else? Rafiat, what did you want to share with us today?
Yes, hi everybody. Sorry, I came late. So
what is your question, Rafiat? Where are you with the business? I mean, did you have a chance to talk to Giselle already?
I tried to call Giselle. Maybe she was busy. She didn't give me a call back. So
okay, tell us where you are right now so we move you forward.
yeah,
So where you are right now with business?
my restaurant is under renovation. We're trying to install the wood. So hopefully we should start by next month, by May. It's kind of tough, but we're getting there.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, but we're serving from home. Our customers come to get food from home, though. So they don't mind getting food from home, but we are opening our new restaurant by May, hopefully.
Okay.
Excellent. And you're doing the delivery. You're on Uber Eats and DoorDash and things like that?
Yes. Yes, I'm on Uber Eats and DoorDash, and they come to pick
how is
from
that
home.
working for you?
Yeah, That's
How's
okay.
that working for
What's
you?
the name of your business, Rafia?
Inside Lagos Kitchen.
Okay.
Lagos Kitchen, fantastic. So
Inside
Rafia,
Lagos Kitchen.
So
anything
see, there's a combination there. I think there's a couple of you from Nigeria, as an example, doing different types of food. So through this incubator, we could speak about ways we could tie in to each other and cross road and see where we are in the city and things like that. I believe the other lady, aren't you at Brantford, you said, or Bowmanville?
Bradford.
Brantford. So
Yes,
you
Brantford, yeah. Close to
Brantford. So
Hamilton.
right. So it's for us to all connect. I typed in the chat, my email. Please email me. And what I will do, I will send you a very brief application just to find out more about your business,
I just send
categorize
you a
that. So we
message.
have.
If you can, I just send you a message on chat. If you can send your info, please.
Oh, I did. I'll do it again. And
I just
then
send the
what
message.
we'll do is we'll schedule a meeting
Mhm.
and we'll talk one-on-one about your business. And,
Perfect.
and then see what the next stage will be. So I'm going to do it right now.
Mhm.
Here's my email. Everybody, please email me. And we'll respond with just a little brief form. It's nothing overwhelming. I just want to keep track of what type of business you're in, where you're at, and where you want to go. And then we'll schedule a time to speak and then make it a constructive conversation.
If Giselle, if you'd be so kind enough to share your phone number as well, because some
Okay.
people they don't speak English very well, and it's
Okay.
easier for them to call you if you don't mind doing that. That would be fantastic. I know
I
that.
already sent you an email, Giselle. Sorry, Svetlana.
Oh, fantastic. Olenka, excellent. Anybody else? Rafiat, I don't know. I mean, talk to Giselle. It sounds like you're in good hands with Giselle. If anything, we can help. I'm not much the restaurant savvy business. Only if you decided to go franchising or open nationally or do the food again school distribution, something for school, something for because again, once you immigrant, you woman, it's very good in to go to companies, to go to schools, because they would with their corporate social responsibility programs, they have to take contracts for immigrant women. I mean, they would give you the priority, especially for food as a supplier, okay, as a basic supplier, so you know. So don't be stuck kind of only in your restaurant. Think still how you can scale, because
Yeah,
there's a
as
ways
I'm
you can
trying right
scale.
now how I can scale.
Yes, and you can also get we have the lady in working with us from the government food. They're purchasing food there as well from the government. A government can be your client. I mean, it's not. I mean, but we have the person who's helping to facilitate that. She's an immigrant and she works there. She's responsible for bringing women immigrants who have businesses who government can purchase your product or your food, whatever you got, right? So there's always ways to scale. Always think bigger. So the business doesn't drag you with all the things that you need to do. And we didn't hear from Camille and Asa. Hi, guys. And oh, Princess, you're raising your hand. I know that you have fashion business, but please go ahead. You have a question.
Yeah, I have a fashion business. Yes, I know. Is a is it's just a lot of information that was given today. I appreciate being here. I do have a food and handling certificate for like and I'm just as she's talking all through, I'm trying to see how I can scale my business because of my space that I have. Um, do we need a food and handling certificate if we want to start small in the food, like kind of just kind of delivering and pick up when it comes to uh, the food aspect of it. So I'm trying to see if I can do something in the area of like picking, pick up and delivering, like
No,
Yeah.
it's not required. It's only
Mm-hmm.
required really if you're working in that type of environment. So if you're working at a restaurant, those types of institutions may ask for that. But if you're going to focus on delivery, I don't believe that that's a requirement, though it is good to have. So the
Okay.
answer is no. Not if
Uh,
you're focusing on the delivery and transportation piece to the food
okay.
business.
Okay. 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 Sounds good. And
Does- Mhm.
Rafia, I left my number for her to call me because I'm trying to see how we can collaborate together with Rafia because I know she does Nigeria food, and I'm looking into that aspect as well to try to stay in that area.
Rafiat, can you call Princess? Did you get her number?
Yes, please, I did.
You did
Okay.
fantastic. Okay, so everybody's
Thank
connecting.
you.
So
Yeah.
we didn't serve only Aza and Kennelly. Ladies, do you have questions for us? Would you like to say hello?
Hi, lady.
Hi, Kennelly.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. And how are you?
Good. So this is such a great program to be part of. I don't have a business. I don't have a product. I have a full-time job in corporate sales, but I'm looking for something on the side, like to do a side business part-time, evenings and weekends. And I thought I'll join this just to learn a little more about it. Maybe I don't really have a passion for cooking.
What
But
do you
I
have
do
passion for?
I do have a passion for building relationships, making sales, presentation. So on the business side, that's where I come in. So if anybody is looking to collaborate and they're looking for someone to help them with driving sales in their business, this is something that I can help.
Well,
Fantastic.
please
Kennelly,
contact me and indicate that, and we'll see how you can help some of our foodpreneurs. We're very
Okay.
open and would love to know. Mhm.
Are you Giselle? What is your name?
I'm
Giselle?
Giselle.
Okay. Okay.
and Kennelly, if you can, if you don't mind
So I
sharing.
put in the chat my.
And Kamil, if you can maybe share your contact information, we'll contact you. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean,
Okay.
once you have that skill, you can apply it anywhere. I mean, you just need a direction of how you can capitalize. But you know, I mean, Naira is here with us. Naira, are you here with us? No. She was here. I mean, you have social skills, right?
Exactly.
Those are skills, they're the most important skills. You can
Yeah.
sell anything to anybody. I mean, now when we look at people like you, Giselle knows, we're only looking at one thing. You're selecting the right business vehicle, we call it, right? So because you can apply yourself to really anything, but once you apply the right business way, you can basically you can get anything out of business because you have already all the skills.
Exactly. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kamala, and we're looking forward to connecting with you. And Asa,
Yep. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, I don't have any food business. I've always thought about getting into it. Sort of in the vein of how the chocolate is, but with dried fruits, like dried, mangoes and because I always didn't like the fact that everything had so much sugar, but so I don't even know where to start. But that's why I decided to sign up for this
Fantastic.
seminar today.
I think it's an excellent business. I mean, we all like Russians with my culture, Europeans. I mean, we eat a lot of dry fruit. We constantly munch on that. Those apricots and prunes. I always bring prunes and apricots and figs. Everywhere I go, right? And when I give a prune to somebody, okay, you hungry, have a prune and apricot. Sometimes people look at me strange, but I mean that's an excellent snack. It should be packaged also for kids as a pocket snack. I think it's excellent idea. There's not enough of it in Canada, and if you are created here, anybody who wants to create the product, we have especially if you're creating and manufacturing and packaging in Canada. We have beautiful contacts in China and in India who can sell you a lot of, who can sell you in volume. So yeah, give us something. I mean, everything starts with a conversation, Asia. Just have a chat with Giselle or myself.
Mhm.
And you know what a business is, so often you need those fire chats, we call them, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in your head, but because you're not really in a business, it's difficult for you to visualize, because really visibility and your vision and passion will come from having the people in your network, because they'll give you those contacts that would help you to see how you can capitalize on your idea. And really, that's what you're doing right now. So you're in the right, you're in the right group. Welcome, and share your contact information with us. And Giselle or myself will connect with you. And we are done, right, Giselle? Can we all go? Yeah. Can we go to have a healthy dinner, please?
I know this is your dinner time, so I just want to thank everyone for coming on. And like I said in the chat, I left my email. So if you email me, and I'm going to get a list from Svetlana as well, I will email you back with a form. It's a very simple form, just to put down just what your business is, to keep everything in order. And then we can book a time, and then one-on-one we'll talk and begin that process of scaling your food business. So thank you so much for having me. This was great. And we will do it again.
I need a PowerPoint.
Sure.
I need a PowerPoint.
We're good.
Our hands are in the air.
Yeah, I would like to have a PowerPoint. We didn't finish to look at it. The PowerPoint online.
Well, here's
the PowerPoint is
all. Yeah, we didn't see only 2 pages. That's it.
I know. That's why, give me a call and email me. And then
I've emailed you already. I've emailed you already. Yeah.
Good. I love it. I see it.
Perfect. Bye bye.
So I'll email you the form and
Arita,
we'll go
you
from
as
there.
well.